Despite Xiaomi and Realme's best laid efforts, Vivo still managed to outshine the competition with its Z series of devices this year. Smartphones like the Z1 Pro and the Z1 X really put Vivo on the map this year, and to end the year with a bang, the company has launched the V17 smartphone in India, which is a confusing device to say the least. Hey guys, I'm Prateek from Mr. Phone, and in this video, let's take a closer look at the Vivo V17 smartphone. Oh, but before we begin with the video, if you're new here, make sure to hit the subscribe button and also click the bell icon so that you get notified whenever Mr. Phone puts out a quality tech video. Now that we have that out of the way, let's begin with the video. For making good-looking smartphones, and the V17 is no different. The device is available in two different hues, including a black color variant and this glacier white that I'm holding in my hands. Now, both the colors look great, but trust me, you will want the V17 in glacier white. For one, the finish looks really unique as there aren't many light-colored smartphones in the affordable segment, but more importantly, the glacier white finish attracts significantly lesser fingerprints and smudges, so you won't have to constantly wipe the back of the phone to keep your OCD at bay. And if you are gutted that the phone hasn't been constructed using premium materials like glass, then don't. For one, plastic phones are more durable, and despite packing in a 4500 mAh battery, the V17 still feels feather-light. From a purely aesthetic standpoint, the V17 draws a lot of similarities from its bigger sibling, the V17 Pro. In fact, if not for the repositioned camera module at the back, it could be tricky to tell one phone from the other. But there are quite a lot of changes Vivo has introduced with the newer model. Firstly, there's no dedicated Google Assistant button on the phone, a feature which I absolutely loved on the Pro model. Secondly, the ports and buttons on the handset have been rearranged too, and this time around, you will get the headphone jack at the bottom, positioned besides the USB Type-C port. The volume rocker and the power button can be seen on the smartphone's right-hand spine, with the triple SIM tray slot, 2 SIMs plus 1 dedicated slot for microSD, found on the left-hand side of the phone. Now, the V17 is a more affordable variant of the V17 Pro, and therefore, Vivo did have to take some steps to bring the costs down. To that note, the device in question doesn't ship with a dual pop-up selfie camera mechanism and instead comes with an in-display camera module on the front. So, while the V17 Pro offered a full screen display, the V17 comes with a punch hole display notch. But no need to fret, as the phone still offers a screen to body ratio of over 91%, which is still pretty darn good for watching movies on the go. The display measures in at 6.44 inches and is backed by Super AMOLED tech, making colors pop, and there is Widevine L1 support on board too. So you should be able to stream licensed content from apps like Netflix without any fuss. Now, before I wrap up the design section, let's talk biometrics. The V17 comes with an in-display fingerprint sensor which is pretty responsive. In fact, so far, I've been able to unlock the phone seamlessly in the first attempt itself. There's also facial recognition this time around, which in the case of the V17 Pro was only meant to act as a fail-safe. But the V17 gets the full treatment and lets you choose facial recognition as a method to unlock the phone. The Vivo V17 features a quad camera setup at the back, comprising a primary 48 megapixel main sensor with f1.8 aperture, an 8 megapixel wide-angle shooter with f2.2 aperture, a 2 megapixel bokeh sensor with f2.4 aperture, and a 2 megapixel macro sensor with f2 aperture as well. For selfies, the smartphone features a 32 megapixel front camera with f2.45 aperture. Now, unfortunately, we don't yet know which sensor the company is using for its primary camera, but I'll make sure to put the details in the comments below when I have more information to share on the same. Now, while you're looking at the camera samples, let me talk about my initial impressions of the cameras. So, the Vivo V17 feels like an extremely capable shooter and the smartphone can easily click good images during the day or at night. But the problem lies with each of the sensors' color signs, and from the shots, you can clearly tell that the V17 is boosting the saturation quite a bit. That said, the phone does offer a lot of versatility to photographers, and I'm sure you'll have a fantastic time clicking photos with the V17. On a side note, do let us know in the comments below if you want us to do a camera comparison of the V17 with other similarly priced smartphones in its price range. The Vivo V17 is powered by the Qualcomm Snapdragon 675 processor, and the phone comes with 8GB of RAM and 128GB of built-in user expandable storage. Now, if you're wondering why the company decided to go with a 6 series chip on the Vivo V17 and not a 7 series chip like the one we have seen on the Vivo Z1 Pro and the Z1 X, then I'm just as lost as you are. But it is the processor we have to work with, so let's look at some benchmarks. In Antutu's 3D benchmark and Geekbench, the Vivo V17 secured 2,27,972 points and 1,635 points respectively, which are consistent with other phones using the same processor. I did play some games on the phone too, and titles like PUBG can be run on the Vivo V17 on medium settings. The game did lag occasionally, especially when I was interacting with doors or jumping out of a window, but for the most part, it was a playable experience. As for the software, the Vivo V17 runs a skin of FunTouch OS version 9.2 on top of Android Pie. The custom skin does offer some interesting features like a system-wide dark mode and intuitive navigation gestures, but it also comes with its fair share of bloatware too, which eats up a lot of storage. The Vivo V17 comes with a massive 4500 mAh battery, which funnily enough is bigger than the 4100 mAh battery on the Vivo V17 Pro. While I'm yet to test the phone thoroughly, I'm confident that the battery on the V17 will easily last me a full day work. And should the battery level dwindle to single digits, the phone offers 18-watt fast charging to quickly refuel the cell. As of making this video, I don't really know the price of the Vivo V17, but my best guess is that the smartphone will be priced around the Rs 20,000 mark. Now for that price, the Vivo V17 will go up against devices like the Redmi K20 and Vivo's own Z1 X, which both offer much powerful processors. That being said, the V17 does come with a total of 5 cameras and it has a beautiful design. So do you think the Vivo V17 will be able to hold its own in the affordable segment? Do let us know in the comments below. Until then, this is Prateek from Mr. Phone signing off.